Hi everyone, today we are going to talk about slope and how that relates to the steepness of a line. And that's pretty much what it is. It is talking about the rate of change between any 2 points on a line. So even if you've gone skiing or sledding, you and your friends have described the slope that you are going up or down, how steep it is using words like this is a really steep slope or this is kind of a flat slope. And today we're going to write the slope as a fraction, as a number. So instead of using words like it's very steep or very flat, we're going to write it as a fraction. And it's a rate of change between the two numbers because it's measuring the steepness of a line, how steep it is. So it's a ratio of the vertical change, which is called the rise, to the horizontal change, which is called the run. So that's what we refer to those words as, the rise over the run, because that's the fraction that we're creating. It's the ratio between the change going up and down to the change going left or right. So it's written as a fraction in simplest form, and we use the variable m to represent slope. So there are 4 different types of slopes we're going to look at. So I'm going to cut these in half and talk about a positive slope, a negative slope, and we also have zero slope and undefined. So when a line slopes upward from left to right like this, it is a positive slope. And it can be steeper or it can be flatter. But if it's rising to the right, it's a positive slope. It'll be a positive fraction. A zero slope is flat. It's a horizontal line. That should be a better horizontal line, but that's a horizontal line. And the slope is zero. A negative slope does the opposite of positive, and it goes down to the right. It could be steeper, but as long as it's going down to the right or even flatter, it is a negative slope. So we'll have a negative in front of the fraction or on top of the fraction, same thing, but the slope will be a negative. Undefined is straight up and down. This is not a zero slope. That is not a slope. So these lines are written in like x equals 4, right? So this is an undefined slope. This slope is actually a 0. So if I said y equals 4, that means that all of the y values are 4. And the slope, if we wrote it in slope-intercept form, which we'll talk about next class, is 0. All right, so let's look at how to find slope on a coordinate plane. So we're trying to see how much the vertical the rise changes. Like what's the difference if I'm trying to get from this point to this point? How much do I have to go up compared to how much do I go over? Like if I took out a ruler outside to measure the steepness of a hill, I would want to see if I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I go to the right 3, my ratio of the vertical rise is 6 over 3. My when I counted how different it is for the horizontal, that's a 3. So this simplifies to 2 over 1, and we can just call the slope 2. So that is finding. Now, what if you thought, I kind of wanted to count from this point to this point? You can. You're going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're going left 3. So you're still getting a negative a 6 over 3 slope, and it's a positive slope, right? It's going up to the right. Let's take a look at number 2. This is going down to the left, or to the right, so I already know that my slope is going to be negative. So I need to count from one point to another, and in this case, I gave you the points. But if there were no points there, you're looking for any point that crosses the grid lines is where you're going to count from one to the other. So this goes 1, 2, 3. It goes down 3, and then my horizontal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, my horizontal number goes on the bottom. My running on the bottom, my rising on the top. So this can't be simplified. That is the slope for that line. -3/5. For every 3 units we go down, we go 5 units to the right. 3 units down, 5 units to the right. Okay, let's try a couple more problems. So if I wanted to go, I'm counting my slope from here to here. I go up 2, and I run 1, 2, 3. And that can't be simplified, and this is a positive slope, so I'm done. This slope is, I think we want rise over run here. This slope is a negative slope, so I already know I'm going to have a negative there in front of my fraction. And I'm counting from this point, and remember my vertical count is the top number, and my horizontal count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that simplifies to 1/6. I just divided them both by 2. So that's a negative, where did the negative go? A -1/6. All right, let's look at number 5. So this is also a negative slope. It goes down to the right. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 to the right. So this is a -3/3, which is a -1 slope. So the slope of this line is -1. For number 6, and that goes the same way. What if you were thinking of counting from this point to this point? You can. Remember that this is the 3 that goes on the top, and then this 3 goes on the bottom. All right, this is a positive slope, so I'm either going to go up and right or down and left, and I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and right 1, 2. So my up and down number is on the top, my right to left number is on the bottom. 5/2 can't be simplified, and you're done. All right, let's try a couple more. Maybe pause here so you can see if you get the right answers as I work. So I'm going to find the slope. I'm going to go from this point 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is a negative slope. My vertical change is 3. My horizontal change is 4. All right, so I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4. And my horizontal change is 1. So this slope is 4. All right, let's look at number 9. So I'm going up 1, 2. And I'm going right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is a positive slope. I'm going up and to the right, both positive numbers. Last one, number 10, I am going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is a negative slope, so I know I'm going to go down 6 and then right 2, and that simplifies to 3/1, which is -3. So hopefully that helps, guys. That's just finding slope from a graph. You're just counting the rise, how much it changes vertically, over the run, how much it changes horizontally, and writing that as a fraction, as a ratio. All right, thanks, guys.